Has the CIA just attempted another coup in Latin America and failed miserably? A few weeks ago, what looked like a youth revolt against President Claudia Sheinbaum was being called the continuation of the global Gen Z protest in Mexico. Turned out, however, to be one of the most brazen astroturf campaigns in recent Mexican politics. The so-called Gen Z march in Mexico City was a youth march with barely any youth, a march against violence that provoked violence, a nonpartisan protest led by a pan-conservative party operative paid over 2 million pesos or 115 US dollars. Social media accounts run not by teens but by a Jalisco marketing firm linked to an SPRI, another conservative party congressman. It all began after the assassination of Uruapan Mayor Carlos Manzo on November 1st. Sheinbaum rightfully responded with arrest and a 57 billion peso Michoacan plan, and her approval rating on security actually increased. But Mexico's right-wing parties tried to hijack the tragedy, importing the Gen Z protest franchise used in Indonesia, Nepal, and many other countries that we've covered in many videos, against the very elite corruption they represent. Their accounts pushed AI-generated flames, wanted, dead or alive, posters of Sheinbaum and AMLO, the previous president, and open calls for violence using one-piece imagery. The so-called youth protest was dominated by middle-class, middle-aged, PAN or PRI supporters, neo-Nazis spray-painting Jewish whore on the Supreme Court. Meanwhile, 8 million bots push pro-March propaganda online, 46% of all conversations. The US Embassy dropped a bizarre message. It would only happen if they requested, hinting at willingness to interfere. Trump and Alex Jones hyped the chaos as global populist revolution. But why now? Because 2 days before the protest and the riot, Mexico's new elected Supreme Court finally forced billionaire Ricardo Salinas Pliego to pay 48.3 billion pesos or 2.6 billion US dollars in back taxes. His network, TV Azteca, blasted non-stop coverage calling it Black Thursday. The oligarchs lost their grip on the courts, so they tried to manufacture a crisis, but it flopped. A second march on November 20th was so empty that journalists outnumbered protesters. Until next time, stay informed, stay in the struggle.